Andy here. I wanted to talk to you about mounting rotors and drums on your brake lathe. There's a lot of misunderstanding out there, and I'd like to clear some of this up so everybody understands it. This right here is the only true face on the machine. This face is what we're mounting everything on. This shaft is only to hold everything tight up against this face. That's why it's very important that the first cup that goes on there is right on the money. This face is true. That face is not anything but right on the money. That's the point we're building our entire stack from. If this face isn't clean like this and smooth, it might need to be refaced, which you could do with the drum tool. You take the tool bit out of here, out of the twin cutter, mount it upside down in there, put this in your drum bar clamp and come in, and you can cut that face perfectly. I only do that if there's galling. I make sure the arbor's tight and clean and in there all nice and perfectly. I'll take it out and clean everything. I might even lap it and make sure that this arbor is in there really good. It only comes out with the screw back here. But I'll make sure that this is all perfect, and then I'll come in with this on the drum. This is the drum bar. It's turned over with the left side cutter head on there, upside down, and it'll come in and it'll cut this face perfectly, right? This face must be clean and true if you want your rotors to be on the machine straight consistently. So here's the deal over here. Here's a drawing of it. This is the true face of where you're mounting. This shaft, no matter how straight it is, when you tighten the bolt, will lean one direction or another. It's never going to stay straight, simply because it's the way a nut and a bolt work. What you're trying to do is you're trying to make your stack of cups and cones stack off of this face. So you need your cups and cones to be in good working order. This one's horrible. It doesn't fit on very good. It's cruddy as heck here, and it's probably not true on this face. So I'm going to walk everybody through fixing up cups so that you can cut stuff straight. It's actually a pretty simple process. What we're trying to do is we're trying to make everything stack off of this face and then clamped up against there. So we need our cups to have a little bit of slop in them. So I like to do the basics. This is a regular piece of metal with a piece of sandpaper on it. I use it as a surface plate. Everybody should have something like this in their shop. I'm not trying to sand it down to some like perfect mirrored finish. I'm just trying to make it flat so that it goes on the machine consistently straight. Whatever flat surface this is, that's what I want. And then I want to take and make sure this thing slides on the shaft and has some clearance there. That's nice. I want some wiggle there. Let me find some more spacers. Hold it a second. So we want this on there nice and solid, so that it can wobble. See that? Then we're gonna like force it up against there, and that's gonna be our stack. So I need this one to be true. So I mount this up, bad boy. Pull out the inner cutter blade. Set up my cutter head like this. See how it's at an angle, so I can come in and cut this face. I'm also way out on the end. So I want to make sure that when I'm going to do this, I tighten this extra tight, because we want more stability here. Now we're going to spin up this cup and see how straight it is. We know that the back side of it is straight against the machine now, where we flattened that out and made it wobble there. So now the stack is there. So now we're going to come over and we're going to find out how crooked this is. I'm going to just do a quick little cut to show you how crooked it is. See, we're only making contact on a couple of these pads. These ones over here on the bottom are not even making contact. Here, let me rotate it around. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to flatten this whole thing out by cutting this to true. Hold on a second. This only takes a second. It's an interrupted cut, but you want to hear all of them getting cut at the same time. Let's see what they look like. Now let me turn this around and show you what I'm talking about. We're still not, I'd like a little more. If you look on some, where was that? See that one? That one's still not cut enough. We're making contact on most of them. I want to get down clean meat on all of them. So we'll make one more pass. Ready? Back. Let's see what they look like now. Looks pretty clean to me. Okay, now this face is absolutely true. Now, back in the day when the rotors were 10 inches, maybe 11 inches, we could get away with a lot of sloppiness in there. But now that the rotors are getting to be 12, 13, 14, 15, the biggest I've seen so far is 17.5 inches. By the time you get to that size, your tooling needs to be not just perfectly straight, it also has to be worthy for the application. Like this cup over here is steel and it's heavy. This is a really good cup for doing larger rotors. It's kind of overkill for smaller stuff, but you want to make sure that you have appropriate tooling. These double chucks are really good. They cover a lot of stuff. They don't do bigger stuff as well, but for the general shop, that's really all you need. That and a set of your double tapers for bearing stuff. Those also, you need to face the cups, the plates. When these plates get beat up with dents and stuff in them, especially on the mounting edge of the rotor, they need to be dressed. You do the same thing that we did here, and make sure that you use a file and file the edges to make sure that there's no razor sharp edges for the other guys at your shop to cut their hands on. This one's not a problem because it's aluminum one, but those steel ones, especially like this, when you make sure you bevel the edge when you're done so it doesn't cut people's hands. Anyway, that should cover it. Having your first cup, I can't stress this enough, the whole action happens with the first cup that the rotor is mounted on, provided it's a clean rotor. If you're not going to clean the rotor, then that's on you, and you deserve to suffer for that. Keep these cups perfect, and all of your rotors will come out perfectly plain, right on the true, because you're building your stack off your true face. Everything comes out perfect. Anyway, thanks for your time. I hope this helps everybody with their brake lathe training. Thanks, guys.